Hi, welcome back to our gardening channel. Speaking to you from my office, where here in the middle of October, I'm very proud to have picked a couple of figs from the second crop of figs, which here in the UK you don't normally get a chance to ripen off any of the second crop of figs, because our climate is too cold, too short the season. So let's have a look and see what it cuts up, how it looks inside, and most importantly, what does it taste like? Well, there we are. I've cut my two figs open, and I thought I'd better just try one before I did this video, just to make sure that I wasn't going to have to tell you it tasted horrible. And I can tell you, it tasted blimmin' gorgeous. They're not as big as the summer fruits that we get here in the UK, but just as juicy. And I find them homegrown figs here in the UK much juicier, much moister than the ones we buy in the shop. And I wasn't sure whether or not, because there's only a small amount of that kind of pinky flesh in the middle, whether or not it, if it was still going to be a bit pithy, like this kind of flesh around the outside. But I can tell you that they look delicious and they tasted beautiful. And I think I'm going to scoff. I'm going to scoff both of these figs in one evening, in one go. That could be dangerous for the old digestion, but I'll spare you the details. But that should be interesting. And yeah, so I heard from another viewer on YouTube. Thank you very much. I might see if I can find out who it was and tag them, give them a quick shout out on this video, who lives probably only about 50 odd miles away as the crow flies. Over in Somerset, where it may be just a little bit milder, and he was saying that he gets fruits, the second crop of fruits, every year. So maybe as our climate, as they tell us, it's continuing to rise, maybe we will more frequently be able to pick a second crop of figs here in the UK. On the one hand, that sounds lovely, but I guess if it's an indication that our temperatures are still going up, that's not so good. Anyway, time to munch on this. Look at that flesh. If you haven't tasted a British grown fig, I suggest you try it, because it is so much tastier than the European or the imported figs. I remember my fruit lecturer in college saying that fruit that has taken longer to ripen is usually sweeter than quickly ripened fruit, because I think he was saying that more of the starch within the fruit has time to convert to sugar. That was his theory. That was back in the 1980s when I was in college. And who's going to argue? Let's have another mouthful. Lovely. So the answer, I'm going to scoff these now. The answer is yes. You can occasionally get that second crop of figs to produce tasty fruit. Good night.